covering all of the Flint Bay region. This is NBC 25 News at 6.
Nearly 100 contractors in the city of Flint anxious to learn more about the service line replacement program in the city of Flint. It is called the Fast Start program, which is used to replace lead service lines in the city, and it's getting ready to start up again.
This time using $2 million in state money. But how is the process going to work, and how are the contractors going to be chosen? NBC 25's Drew Moore gets to the bottom of those questions and joins us live in Flint with the answers. Drew?
That's right. There's millions up for grabs for contractors who want to start removing these lead and galvanized water service lines here in the city. But after leaving a meeting here at City Hall today, there's a few contractors that are a little concerned about this process.
Doing the specific work.
Contractors like Chester Coburn from Flint packing Flint City Hall to find out more about the city's request for bids to begin removing lead pipes again. He says the work would mean a lot.
It would be a great asset because I can be able to put more guys to work.
And he's frustrated more work hasn't already been done.
That this work is not about us, it's about what the people need in the city, and we need to get it done right.
These contractors need to figure out how to replace 500 lead or galvanized service lines in the city for $2 million or less.
So we're looking at 300 homes on the west side, we're looking at 96 homes on the east side, and 104 homes, 104 on the southwest side.
The bids must be received by June 16th, and McDaniel hopes construction can start again by July. City Hall is willing to work with any concerns the contractors have.
We will take those concerns back to the administration, and as I stated before, if there's any changes, we will definitely send out an addendum.
For some contractors like Coburn, they believe the city should hire a company to oversee the project or even act as a general contractor itself.
We did consider both of those scenarios, and there's merits to those as well. But this was the one that we thought would most likely attract local businesses.
Now Coburn and nearly 100 other contractors are hoping they'll get the call and get to work.
You gotta know how to bid it. Bottom line.
Mayor Weaver did release a statement this afternoon clearing up one piece of confusion through today's meeting. It was whether or not these bids would go out using what's called prevailing wage, or which is a minimum hourly wage. Contractors have to pay workers when they're on a state-funded contract. So Mayor Weaver says this bid replacing these pipes will be used with prevailing wage for every contractor that's involved. Reporting live from Flint, Drew Moore, NBC 25 News.
New developments today in charges against a former Flint police sergeant. Lawrence Woods has pled guilty to 8 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct. The 67-year-old retired police sergeant pled guilty yesterday. An investigation started after allegations surfaced during the summer of 2014. The incidents occurred 20 years ago during an investigation. Additional victims coming forward. The Flint Police Department says they are, quote, disgusted by Woods' action and commend the victims for coming forward. Sentencing in this case is scheduled for July 18th.
A suspect is in custody after a robbery at an Elba Township gas station. 43-year-old Sharon Wright of Mount Morris Township is accused of robbing the CMS gas station back on April 4th. Now, Wright was arrested by Michigan State Police. His bond is set at $1 million.
Right now in Kalamazoo County, authorities are deciding what charges to bring against a 50-year-old pickup truck driver who plowed into a group of bicyclists last night, killing 5 and injuring 4 more. Tonight, people are coming together to remember those who lost their lives. Kalamazoo resident Mark Lanning added what's called a ghost bike to the makeshift roadside memorial where 5 bicyclists were killed Tuesday.
I just heard that they were going to leave a ghost bike, so I made one of my own.
The 5 were killed when a pickup truck slammed into their cycling group Tuesday evening, which some witnesses say they saw coming, just not quick enough.
Before I could say watch out to the bikers, it happened.
In fact, a half hour before it happened, others had complained about the driver's erratic driving.
The police were alerted to a blue pickup truck in the approximately 30 minutes leading up to this accident.
After it happened, the 5 bicyclists were dead. 4 others injured in a collision described as horrific and chaotic.
Well, then we were standing out here watching, and we seen them picking up pieces of the bike, and I was like, oh my God.
Kalamazoo's chief prosecutor is trying to figure out what charges to file against the driver, who first fled the scene, only to be captured a short while later.
We will not make any information about his identity known until we've had an opportunity to review the police investigation and make a determination as to charges.
Charges that could very well include murder. And of the 4 injured, 1 remains in critical condition. 2 more are in serious condition tonight. 1 is in fair condition. The group of bicyclists, all from the Kalamazoo County area, call themselves the Chain Gang and rode together every Tuesday night.
A Detroit man is free after spending 8 years in jail for a crime he didn't commit. Back in 2007, 14-year-old Devontae Sanford was arrested and accused of murdering 4 people in what is believed to be a drug house. Sanford admitted to the killings, but Sanford's mother and attorneys said that the teen wasn't mentally capable of admitting to anything. Also, a hitman named Vincent Smothers admitted that he was the one who committed the murders, but that still wasn't enough to free Sanford until now.
What we saw here was a manifest injustice waiting to be remedied, and we are thrilled that today that happened.
Prosecutor Kim Worthy ordered a reinvestigation into the case last year. New evidence from that investigation proved Sanford's innocence. A new ordinance in Bay City is looking to make the Saginaw River safer.
NBC 25's Miranda Parnell in the studio right now to provide more details on this for us. Miranda?
Bill, Sadie, city officials tell me they've been working to set up this no-wake zone for over a year with the Department of Natural Resources. And this week, finally, things are set in motion for boaters to lay off the throttle in front of the new uptown development. A new ordinance in Bay City will have boaters slowing down.
Soon, we're going to be placing some signs out on our river. So when they are going up and down the river, they are going to see the new signs out there that will be regulated by the Coast Guard.
Those no-wake zone signs will be set between Southsburg Road and M25 coming into the city, making sure boaters lay off the throttle.
You know, you won't have to worry about speeders coming in off the bay and into the mouth.
Longtime fisherman Garrett Neitzel says he understands the pros and cons of the ordinance, but he'll miss getting to see the boats speed through.
I mean, we host the River Roar, and that's a huge turnout every year, so it is nice, but me personally, I'd rather see the speed of them.
And while their rides down this stretch won't be kicking up waves like they used to, these boaters say they don't mind as long as it helps them make it back to shore.
A little more safety, which is #1 priority when you're boating.
And for right now, that ordinance isn't completely set in stone. Commissioners and the DNR will be reviewing it at the end of this year to take a look at how smoothly things went. Live in the studio, Miranda Parnell, NBC 25 News.
The Frankenmuth Farmers Market is now open on Wednesdays. The market will be open from 3 to 7 on Wednesday evenings. Vendors hope by adding weekday hours, more local residents will have the opportunity to enjoy the market.
What you're doing is you're pulling local money in, and it's going to local people. So, and it's bringing your economy up, and you're helping farmers. I'm actually hoping that we're going to have more customers, a lot more locals, people from other places coming on in just to check out and see how it's going to go.
The Wednesday hours run through October 12th. Well, the sun is shining, but the temperatures remain cool. And what can we expect for the rest of the week? Here's Jamie Cagle with a first look at your forecast. Jamie, I was chilly today.
I knew people were going to use that word today, chilly. Cold, I don't think anyone used the word cold. I hope no one had to use the word cold. And you probably had a hoodie or that light jacket. Just something, especially for those morning hours. It's one of those days where you probably have the heat on in the car to work, and on your way back, you'll probably have the air running. One of those days, right? Well, let's take a look at Storm Ready Doppler radar. It is nice and quiet across the area. We were not expecting any showers whatsoever. And the satellite loop, blue skies overhead. You probably could count the number of clouds you saw on one hand out there. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And the temperatures, look at that. We cracked into the 70s. Flint, 71. But we had plenty of those 60s. And again, that's a bit below average, but certainly it was not a terrible day. I think most anybody could have enjoyed the outdoors for today. Very manageable, but we will be chilly tonight. Yes, we'll use that word again. Low 40s and mostly clear for the overnight hours. We're going to talk about a warm up in the 7-day forecast as well as our next round of showers and thunderstorms.
All right, Jamie, coming up next on NBC 25 News at 6.
We'll take a look at an old schoolhouse's new home.
This historic schoolhouse is being moved more than 20 miles. I'm Stephanie Parkinson, and I'll explain how a Clio man is behind this.
Plus, an event to keep children safe this summer. Coming up, we'll tell you about today's bicycle rodeo.